I met hopeful and warm-hearted Hondurans who are actively planning and working to better their lives through learning. Our first meeting was via Zoom on August 18, 2022, during an educational session for Southern Honduran village leaders, hosted by Dr. Mi-jong Kim and sponsored by Building a Better Life Foundation, founded by Dr. Kim, and Funazúcar in a lecture room beside the La Grecia sugar factory in Choluteca, Honduras. During this meeting, I had the opportunity to share my small but impactful impacts to create a better world for women and girls. Countless thoughts raced through my mind in anticipation for the first meeting. I wondered how they would embrace my story and worried whether my story may seem odd or queer. My worries, however, proved unnecessary as I sensed their genuine engagement towards my story. After the meeting, Dr. Kim handed me 21 heartfelt letters from Honduras. They contained comments expressing how inspired they were by my story and their desires to take initiative as well. Reading these letters left me with no doubt that I would be going to Honduras. On June 5, 2023, the journey from Incheon, South Korea to Tegucigalpa, Honduras began. After a 12-hour layover in San Francisco, we passed through Houston and finally entered the capital of Honduras. Why are you going to Honduras? The immigration officers would always ask. After a lengthy journey, we finally met Jose Varela from Funazúcar. He warmly greeted and embraced us, providing a comforting welcome to weary travelers. Dr. Mi-jong Kim of BBL Foundation has been facilitating leadership training for the rural village leaders of 4 villages from near Honduran sugar factories for the past 10 years alongside Funazúcar. Despite the challenging journey, the purpose of BBL was to strive for a better life through learning. As a passionate advocate for gender empowerment, I have actively engaged in various initiatives to support women, particularly those impacted by climate change. Throughout my lectures, I not only shared my previous endeavors, but also fostered discussions on how we could collectively find improved solutions to address women's rights issues in Honduras. In particular, I provided explanations and proposals to improve the recycling system in Honduras to benefit the environment. I had come to realize that such suggestions were unrealistic for the circumstances in Honduras, and it soon became apparent that I lacked understanding of the current situation of the country. So, I engaged in discussions with village leaders regarding their perspective on the environment. I learned that the most critical aspect of instigating change was careful consideration of their viewpoints. At a newly constructed girls' leadership program, I met lovely Honduran girls whose smiles and enthusiasm melted my nervousness away. I conducted educational sessions on women's rights and climate change for girls from 4 villages in Choluteca. In addition to my session, Johanna and Yasmin, both of whom had received leadership education from Dr. Mi-jong Kim at BBL last year, led sessions on sexual education, which they shared their own experiences and delivered education tailored for young girls. Before the lecture began, they suddenly led me to a volleyball court. It was their way of expressing joy for a meeting and their considerate gestures towards my awkwardness. The volleyball game was quite intense, and as time passed, our meeting became more enjoyable, and as the ball went over the net, tension and awkwardness dissipated. And that's how we became friends. On June 9, 2023, I embarked on a visit to 4 villages in southern region of Choluteca, Santa Cruz, Pueblo Nuevo, La Majada, and Papalon. Our purpose was to assess the outcomes of the goals set by the leaders last year and track the progress of their transformative journeys. In each of the villages, leaders have diligently strategized to address their community's challenges. They not only planned but also took action, leading to tangible change. It was evident that the BBL Foundation's mission in collaboration with Azúcar aimed to improve lives through learning. In 2023, I encountered the new leaders of the 4 villages. They participated in discussions to pinpoint the issues requiring attention in their respective communities and then proceeded to formulate plans. This marks the inception of change. Actions don't have to be grand. Even small actions can create a substantial impact. Although they may only influence a few individuals, these actions hold significant meaning for those they affect.
Entonces, si es solo para unas pocas personas, para esas pocas personas, las acciones pueden ser.
They empathize with my words, and I empathize with their change. They were leaders. Education is not a preparation for life, but life itself. John Dewey.